Hi guys, welcome back to another yoga flow. I'm Julie. I will be your yoga instructor for the day. So let's go ahead and dive right on in to this flow. Today's flow is going to be a full body vinyasa. It's going to be pretty quick. We got a lot of shoulder engagement, control of the core, and some hip and heart openers to play into today. So it's going to be pretty spicy. It's going to be pretty sweaty. And we're actually going to go ahead and dive right into some movement here pretty quickly. And then by the end of the practice, we'll have some time to ground out of the practice and have some time of stillness. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. Let's come into a downward facing dog. So spreading through the fingers, grounding down through the palms, we're going to tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing dog. And as we are very early on in the practice, we are meeting this first shape. Find some time for some stillness here. We'll take some inhales through the nose and then open mouth exhales, let it go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Big nourishing breaths to drop you into this first shape and really just allow you to arrive on your mat here. Last breath here to move. Inhale and exhale, let it go. From here, we're just going to take some pedaling all the way out through the tips of the toes, pulling the heels down towards the mat. Even if they don't quite arrive down, that's totally fine. Wherever they land, you're getting this nice big stretch through the back body, all the way through the Achilles and the calves here. And coming to find some stillness here once again. As we inhale, we're going to sweep the right leg high, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Pull the right heel towards the right glute and feel like you're trying to pull that right knee to point towards the ceiling here. Strong through the shoulders. Inhale here. And then as we exhale, re-extend the right leg and let's go ahead and drop those right toes right back down to the mat here. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip, pulling the left heel towards the left glute. Same thing here. Feel like you're pulling that left knee up towards the ceiling. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more breath here. And as we inhale, re-extend the left leg, square off the hips, and then exhale, drop the left toes back down towards the mat. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. As we take our next inhale, snaking the spine bone by bone over to your high plank, shoulder stack over wrist. And then exhale, fly it back downward facing. Inhale, snake the spine over to your high plank. Again, that nice control of the core. And then exhale, snake it back downward facing. One more time here. Inhale, snake the spine over high plank. And then exhale, snake it back downward facing dog. From here, we're going to snake the spine once again over to your high plank. And this time, we're going to go ahead and thread the heart back towards the thighs here. Deep bend in the knees here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Starting to fire up those shoulders and the core here. Inhale. And then with the exhale, re-extend the legs, arrive back in your downward facing. Two more just like that. Inhale, snake the spine over to your high plank. Exhale, thread the heart back towards the thighs here. Deep bend in the knees. Inhale. And exhale, re-extend. Inhaling, snaking the spine over to your high plank. And then exhale, thread the heart back to the thighs, deep bend. Inhale. And exhale, re-extend the legs. We are back in downward facing dog. We're going to warm up through the chest, through the core a little bit more. So as we inhale, snake the spine over to your high plank. Exhale, drop it down to all fours, wrists stacked under shoulders, knees under hips. Flat back, neutral spine. Pull the belly button to the spine. Spread through those fingers, grounding down through all 10 knuckle pads, all 10 finger pads. We're protracting those shoulders out to the sides here, a few cat-cows. As we inhale, chest lifts, arch the spine. And exhale, press it through the shoulders, round out through the spine. Option to even come up onto fingertips here. Inhale, chest lifts, arch. And exhale, press it through the shoulders, round out through the spine. One more time here. Inhale, chest lifts, arch. And exhale, press it through the shoulders, round out through the spine. From here, landing back into a neutral table, we're going to untuck the toes. Big toes together, knees nice and wide. Let's sink the hips back towards the heels. That's okay if they don't quite arrive there. Wherever they arrive, even if they're slightly lifted, is totally fine. Honor what's available in your body today. So sliding those arms out long, melting the forehead down to the mat. And we are here meeting this shape, allowing this nice length to be created through the full posterior chain, through that lower back. We're going to inch those fingertips a little bit further than we normally would to get even more length down through the shoulders, down through the lats, the side body. Engaging Ujjayi breathing here, so inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and the option to take that slight constriction in the back of the throat with the exhales. This slow, oceanic, audible type breathing to really just bring you into your inner world. Couple more cycles of breath here. Last breath in your own timing. From here, we're really going to spread those fingers, and we're going to take these dancing lions as we open up through the right side of the body, really flare out the right side rib cage. An option to either land here, arriving straight into a tabletop, and then we're going to press out through the left rib cage and then sink it back to your wide leg child. Or as you come up through center, you can drop the hips all the way down, stacking wrists over underneath the shoulders, and open up to your full up dog here. So either table or up dog. Remember, this is your practice. These are just options to guide you into your movement of the day, but you absolutely don't need to take them. Sitting back in a wide leg child at this point is a beautiful option to play into as well. So wherever you're landing, linking breath with movement here. So inhaling, open up right side. Exhale, drop hips down. Inhale, open up left. And exhale, drop hips down through center. So linking that breath. These dancing lions are a beautiful way to unlock the hips early on in the practice, release tension through the lower back, really starting to lubricate major joints of the body, massages out your digestive tract. Really beautiful stuff. Also allows your lungs to really open for deeper, more nourishing breathing. All right, landing back in a wide leg child in your own timing here. And then we're gonna all meet on all fours, tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing dog. Few rounds of a sun sal A. We're gonna take 3 rounds here. So shifting the gaze towards the top of the mat, bending through the knees, step, jump, or hop up to those fingertips at the top of the mat. As we inhale, lengthen halfway, either fingertips to mat or shins, and exhale, let it go, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing, and exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hinge the hips back, back comes flat, swan dive it forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to your high plank. Remember, you're still early on in your practice, so if a step feels better than a jump at this point, totally fine. If you're ready to jump it right on in, go for it. So we're gonna take some wrist rocks here for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then we're gonna hollow out these high planks. So we're gonna take a little micro step out towards the top of the mat, and then restack wrists under shoulders. 2 more times just like that. Little micro step out, restack, little micro step out, and restack. From here, we're gonna drop it down to a low plank, down to the elbows, really engage the glutes, tuck the tailbone, and then we're gonna drop the hips all the way down to the mat, untuck the toes. We're in your Sphinx. So inhale, getting this nice lift through the chest here. Shoulders are pulling back, collarbones are open. A nice little expansion through the front body, through the core. And either stay here, or with the next inhale, we're grounding down through the palms, and we're taking the arms to straighten into a high cobra. So honoring the body here, how much of a back bend is not only available, but what feels good at this point in practice for you. Inhale, and exhale. One more inhale. And let it go. Exhale. If you're in your high cobra, drop back down to elbows. And we're going to drop the forehead all the way down to the mat. Palms stack underneath shoulders. Tuck the toes, ground down to the knees. And we're back to your table. From here, tuck the toes, and we're gonna press up in the legs to your high plank. Straighten out legs, and we're gonna lower through your vinyasa. So slowly lowering down to a hover off the mat, elbows thread into those low ribs, swoop it up, upward facing dog, or high cobra, or sphinx. Tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. I'm gonna do a whole other video on a breakdown of a chaturanga and different options to play into there, so look out for that. Let's take a breath here. Inhale and exhale, let it go. One more inhale and let it go, exhale. Shifting the gaze towards the front of the mat, bending through the knees, step, jump, or hop up to those fingertips. As you inhale, lengthen halfway, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, and exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, relax the shoulders, grabbing right wrist with left hand. We're reaching up and out of the waist. And then as we exhale, feet are hip distance apart here. We're reaching over towards the left side, creating that length down the right side of the body, grounding down through all 4 corners of that left foot as we do so. Inhale here. Exhale, move it through, back through center. Switch sides, grabbing left wrist with right hand. Inhale, lengthening through that spine. And exhale, reach it over to left side, or right side rather, grounding down through all 4 corners of that right foot. Inhale here, and exhale, move it through, back through center, hands through heart center. We're hinging forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to that high plank, and we're gonna hold it here for 3 breaths. Inhaling, and exhaling. Creating that fire through the core here, pulling the heels towards the back of the mat to create a little bit more sustainability through this high plank. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're grounding down through the right palm, swiveling onto outer edge of right foot, stacking left foot on top of right, and then we're just gonna reach those left fingertips toward the front of the mat, creating that nice length down the left side of the body. And we're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. You got this. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Last breath here. Inhale. And as we exhale, move it back through center, placing left palm down, swiveling onto the balls of both feet, and we're gonna take a wide dolphin press back. So elbows drop, hips pull high, heels pull down towards the mat. Again, they don't have to arrive there. And as we exhale, we're gonna press it back, stacking shoulders over wrists, high plank. 2 more. Inhale, press it back, wide dolphin. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, press back, wide dolphin. And exhale, stack it up, high plank, slowly lowering to a hover off the mat. Vinyasa your way through. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes, fly it back, down dog. 1 more sunset egg. We're moving through that left side now. So shifting the gaze towards the top of the mat, bending through the knees. Step, jump, or hop up to those fingertips. As we inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to that high plank. And we're gonna hold it for 3 breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. Let it go. One more. From here, grounding down through the left palm, swiveling onto outer edge of left foot, stacking right foot on top of left. And we're gonna sweep those right fingertips towards the top of the mat here. We can always drop down to left knee as well for a bit of a modified side plank. Great option to play into here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more here. Inhale. And as we exhale, bring the right palm to plan, coming onto the balls of both feet here. And then we're gonna take those wide dolphin press backs. So inhale, hips pull high, elbows pull down, heels pull down towards the mat. And then exhale, restack it. Inhale, press it back. And exhale, restack. One more inhale, press back. Exhale, restack. We're vinyasaing our way through, so slowly lowering to a hover off the mat. Inhale, swoop it up, upward facing. Tuck the toes, fly it back. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, big releasing breath, let it go. Inhale here. And exhale, let it go. Getting into our main flow series for the day, we're gonna do a right side and a left side, and then we're gonna start to wind things down pretty quickly from there. So as we inhale, sweep the right leg high, square off the hips, and exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, crunch it in. Last time, inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. This time, stepping the right foot all the way through, sweep the arms high, high lunge. And then exhale, cactus out those arms, bringing that back knee to a hover. Inhale, sweep those arms high, high lunge. Exhale, cactusing out the arms, bringing back knee to a hover. Last time here, inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, cactus out the arms. This time, letting the back knee, left knee drop all the way down, untucking the left toes. We're coming down to frame the front foot. You can even inch that front foot a little bit further if that front knee is falling over that front ankle. Inch that foot towards the front of the mat a little bit more. We want that knee and ankle to be nice and stacked. So as we inhale, we're gonna press the weight up into that front hip, sweep the arms high. Exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. It's totally fine to have a little baby flare out of the front ribs. If it causes any achiness in the low back, really make sure your tailbone's nice and tucked. So listen to the body here. With our next exhale, we're coming down, framing the front foot, press it back in the front toes, and we are in your half split, really driving the weight through that right heel here. Getting this nice stretch all the way from the right heel to that right glute. Inhaling. And exhale, one more breath here. Inhaling. Let it go, exhale. From here, you can be up on the fingertips or you can drop it down all the way to the palms. We're gonna point the right toes, pull that right knee into nose, making yourself into this nice small shape for a moment. And then we're gonna kick that right leg back to a tabletop. So kicking right leg back, hips nice and square. We're gonna tuck into the left toes and the right toes are pointed. Inhale here and exhale. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're gonna take 10 pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulling right knee back into nose, stepping it all the way through, and then we're gonna lunge it forward, crescent lunge. So we're up on the ball of the back foot, left leg is straight, upper body is inching forward towards that front thigh, and we're reaching those fingertips towards the front of the mat. Inhale here, and exhale. From here, we're gonna power through that front foot and the ball of that back foot. Sweep those arms back into airplane arms, warrior three. Chest, front body parallel to the mat, hips still nice and square. Arms by the sides. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Slow, slow bend through the front knee as we drop all the way to the ball of the back foot. Once again, arm sweep, high, high lunge. And then exhale, coming on down, framing the front foot, step it back to your high plank, and we're gonna vinyasa our way through. Feel free to press straight back to downward facing dog as well. Slowly lower into a hover off the mat. As we inhale, swoop it up, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing. Big breath here, 2 breaths actually. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth, let it go. Inhale. And exhale. From here, sweeping left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. From here, stepping that left foot all the way through, we're sweeping those arms high, high lunge. We're just keeping that speed as we move through here. So inhale, exhale, cactus out those arms, bringing back knee to a hover. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, cactus out the arms, back knee to a hover. Last time here, inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, cactus out the arms. We're dropping back knee all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toe. And again, if that front knee is starting to collapse over that front ankle, just inch that front foot, that left foot, a little bit further towards the front of the mat. As we inhale, sweep the arms high, sink the weight up and through that front hip. We're holding here for 2 breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. And as we exhale, coming down, framing that front foot, press it back in the left toes. Driving the weight through that left heel. We are in your half split here, left side. Getting this nice stretch through the hamstrings all the way from heel to glute on this left side. Inhaling, 2 breaths. And exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale and create that length for the body. And exhale, allowing yourself to move into that space. The biggest thing here is length through the spine, and leading the chest towards the thigh rather than rounding the forehead towards the knee here. Length over depth. From here, pointing left toes either up on your fingertips, tent out the fingertips, or palms flat. We're gonna pull the left knee into nose. You're making yourself a nice small ball for a moment, and then we're kicking that leg back to an advanced tabletop here. Tucking under the right toes, hips nice and square. Left toes pointed, hold it out, 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, controlling that core. And exhale. From here, we're gonna take 10 pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the knee through. And this time, stepping it all the way through towards the front of the mat. We're coming up on the ball of the back foot. Back leg, right leg is straight. Inching upper body towards that front thigh, parallel to that front thigh just about. And inching those fingertips, reaching them towards the front of the mat, crescent lunge. Inhale here. And exhale, 1 more breath. Inhale, we're flying up to warrior 3 here in just a minute. Exhale, grounding down through all 4 corners of that left foot. We're powering through. We're coming into warrior 3. Upper body parallel to the mat, hips nice and square. Toe points. Inhale here, you got it. And exhale, hold it out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale, hold it out. Last time here. Inhale. Exhale, slow bend through that front knee. We're stepping on the ball of that back foot, inching those fingertips high, high lunge. And then exhale, cascade it forward, framing out the front foot, step it back, high plank, and either press straight back to a downward facing dog or vinyasa your way through. As you inhale, upward facing, tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here before we start to wind things down. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath, inhale. And exhale, let it go. From here, we're dropping those knees down to the mat straight away here. Big toes together, knees wide once again. This time we're sitting upright through the upper body. We're gonna take some hip and heart openers here. So the left palm is gonna plant underneath that left shoulder. You can be flat on the palm, you can be up on fingertips, you can grab a block here, it's a great option. And as we inhale, we're gonna sweep the right arm high, pull the hips high, shift the gaze towards the right fingertips, getting this nice opening through hip and heart space. And then exhale, drop it back down, switch sides. Right palm plants underneath right shoulder. As we inhale, sweep the left arm high. And then pull those hips forward, exhale through center. A few more each way. Inhale, sweep it high. And exhale, drop it down. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, drop it down. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, drop down one more. Whatever way you're on, can't speak words today, clearly. Whatever side you're on, last side here. So inhale, sweep it high. And exhale, drop it down. From here, we're gonna drop it all the way down to a wide leg child. So big toes are still together, knees are still wide, so same in lower body. We're sliding those arms out long, melting the hips down towards the heels here. Melting forehead down, coming inwards. Just a few moments here. Starting to just let the body settle. Take note of the breath here. Take note of your energy levels. Sorry, I'm so congested today. Oh my goodness. Oh, every time I go down, it's like, right there. Okay. So just taking note of your energy level here, taking note of the physical sensations of the breath. How does your breath feel moving through the body? Is it fluid, moving all the way through the body, or is there any areas of real constriction here? And if so, breathing into that space where you feel that constriction of the breath, where you feel that that breath can't quite move all the way through. Honor that, breathe into it. And then from here, we're going to start to walk those palms all the way back towards the body here, crossing ankle over ankle, and then we're just going to come to a seated position here where we're going to make our way all the way to the back body. So feet flat, knees bent, arms extend out long, slow control of the core, releasing all the way down to the mat. And as we arrive here, taking a window wipe side to side with the knees, unlocking the hips, creating length through the spine. From here, opening up those arms to a T, using the control of the core, pulling those knees into chest. And then we're gonna let the knees shift over to left side, head shifts over to right, or the head can just stay shifted up at the ceiling. Length through the right side of the body here. Inhaling. And exhale, sink a little deeper. With the next inhale, moving through center, and exhale, shift those knees over to right side. Head can shift over to left, beyond the left shoulder, or it could just stay shifted up at the ceiling. Option to just take the inhales and exhales through the nose here, or to re-engage that ujjayi breathing with that slight constriction in the back of the throat. And if you haven't already, feel free to close off the eyes if you'd like. From here, shifting through center, and then we're gonna grab the outer edges of our feet here, open up to happy baby. One last hip opener to really start to wind things down. Maybe getting a little rock side to side, A little massage out through the spine. And then from here, bringing those knees through center, forehead to knee, chin to chest. And then we're going to open all the way out to our Shavasana. So legs extend towards the outer edges of the mat. The toes can have a slight external rotation. I'm going to kick my water bottle. There it goes. The feet can have a slight external rotation out to the side here. So we get a little external rotation through the thighs here, if that feels good. If not, just bring the feet a little extra narrow through center. Arms by the sides, palms facing up, eyes are fluttered shut. And let's just take note as we start to arrive in some stillness of just the bare sensations of the body. How your energy level feels. How the breath feels in the body. How the skin feels. Is there any tingles on the skin? Is it warm? Any coolness? Maybe there's just a general warmth of the skin of the whole body. Maybe there's certain areas that are warmer or cooler than others. No judgment, no intention to change any of these things, but just observing. Noticing the breath and pulling our awareness a little bit deeper to this space. Noticing how as you inhale, the belly expands, the diaphragm pulls down. And as you exhale, the belly deflates, the pelvic floor lifts. Finding some stillness here for the next couple of moments. If you have the time and the space and the capacity, I definitely recommend hanging out here in stillness and Shavasana as long as you can. It's a beautiful, beautiful gift you're giving yourself by being and having that conscious stillness. But if you're ready to move away, starting to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, deepening the breath. And then from here, hugging those knees back into chest, forehead to knee, chin to chest. And then either just rolling onto one side, making your way to seated, or grabbing underneath the knees and taking some spinal rolls all the way up to a seated position here, where we'll take one final breath to seal our practice together. Let's come in. Inhale here, arms rise. And exhale, hands through heart center. I honor you for being here, for moving, for flowing and practicing with me. And I hope this gave you what you needed today. Namaste. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next flow, and I hope you had a blast flowing. See you guys soon.